What's going on and how are you? My name is Will Mead and welcome to Shark Coast Tactical Podcast, Episode 4. I am here with my homies,
Hello.
Omar,
Hello.
Pierce, and Dean
The
Carroll.
amazing Dean Carroll.
And the amazing Dean Carroll. These guys are my homies. They all work for me. Omar is operations manager. Pierce is our shop manager. And Dean is internet sales manager. I am the owner. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Doing great.
Having a good day.
It's not Monday.
It's amazing. What constitutes a good day?
Nothing going wrong.
Exactly.
Holding a smile on your face and just smooth sailing and getting your work done.
I wish I could know such feeling. I wish I could know that feeling of contentment. You know what I mean? How about you, Stroud? How's your week gone?
No, it's good. Good. We don't have any problems with the Mondays today.
No, it was a decent day. It was a decent day and everything kind of ran smooth. Weird, right? Definitely weird.
Don't jinx it. It was good.
Did you guys see Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess it's not called Game of Thrones, it's called House of the Dragon.
Freaking dragons.
Did you watch it, Omar?
I did not know.
They don't have House of Dragon in Turkey?
Flips and
I'm
gold.
sure they do. Never got into Game of Thrones myself.
What? Really?
How?
Oh my god.
By the time that everybody was telling me to watch it, the final episode came out and everybody told me that it was terrible and I didn't feel like watching it.
As soon as they stopped going with the books, it kind of all went.
Yeah, it's,
Without a doubt, but
by the time that my friends were urging me to get it was right around the time apparently the quality started going down. So
Yeah, but it's
Never
still
got
better
into
than
it.
like most of the other shows that are even close to being like that.
Yeah, agreed.
what about, do kids your age watch House of Dragons, Game of Thrones?
I'm sure they do.
He's a man. He has a beard.
I don't know about all that, but I mean, I've seen his pack of bearded individuals who shoot with him, and they all don't look like they're men.
Half man.
Like that little pack of dudes who shoot with you. You really need a name. You guys need like shirts. Like you need shirt. I mean, it's like the
The Hill Tribe.
the fuzzy wuzzies,
The Omar posse.
the
Hill
Omar
Tribe.
Paz. Exactly. I mean, like
Burned men.
exactly.
Half man.
I mean, so dude, I don't think you've seen it, like, but if you go to like when sometimes you see Omar and there's like a pack of dudes and they all kind of look like him. They all have they all have like patches, but Omar has the best beard out of all of them, and they're all trying to be Omar. And they all have
man.
like patches of hair on their face and unkempt clothes and belts.
Omar's got a nice beard, though.
Thank
Good
you.
beard.
It's because he's from Turkey. His best beard.
He was born with the beard.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely. But did you see it, Pierce? Did you like it?
I did. I saw it. I thought it was really good. I watched the whole thing as soon as they released it, and I mean, it's more Game of Thrones. So I mean, any more Game of Thrones they give us is even if it's
Right.
bad Game of Thrones, it's still Game of Thrones.
Bad Game of Thrones is decent. What about you, Dean?
I love the episode.
What made you love it?
I guess not being able to watch Game of Thrones for so long.
Exactly.
Pretty much what it was, but
It's a goddamn hustle is what it is.
but it wasn't all that bad.
Eh.
And not much happened. I enjoyed the ending. Ending was very shocking, and maybe because the way it ended, it was so shocking. I was like, "Oh my god, what's going to happen next?" And it ended, got me excited.
Okay. Have you read the books?
Game of Thrones books, but not the
Dance
one that
of
leads. Yeah, I didn't read that one yet.
There's like the weird thing of this part of Game of Thrones is it only comes from like, so the other one, there's books that go off of Game of Thrones, like that's what Game of Thrones comes from, but House of the Dragon is a history of one of the maesters, right? So it's the maesters writing a history of the Targaryen Civil War, and it's from the maester's point of view. So it might not be what we see in the show because the maester is because the Greens win in the end. Oh, I just fucking ruined it.
Shot.
But no one really, like the Greens kind of win, and the Maester writes it from the perspective of the winner of the Targaryen Civil War.
Yeah.
And so it's always been kind of skewed. Like the story like how it ended, how they, you know, did whatever at the end of episode 1, like that's not the story told by the Maesters.
No, it was much more. It was much more graphic, and everything throughout, like the story that they told in the book and the story of the Maesters and everything through how they had to translate it so that they could play it even on HBO was they had to dull that down like a lot.
Really?
Oh yeah,
On
yeah.
HBO.
The scene that we're talking about that you know about, so they had to take like 65-70% off of the gore and everything that happened in that. So like, not to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it.
No,
but that
but-
scene was
Why
shocking.
not ruin it? Who cares?
You
Spoiler
ruined it.
alert!
We're trying not to shit in the street here.
Spoiler alert!
No hablo.
Yeah,
The scene with blood and cheese. That's what we're
with blood
talking
and
about?
cheese. Yeah.
So the scene with blood and
How
cheese.
do you even know blood and cheese? That's impressive.
Who, me?
No, Pierce knows.
Oh.
Like, so it's supposed to be blood and cheese.
I drink and I know things.
It's like the two hired assassins are supposed to be blood and cheese.
It's because nobody told their real name, so that's all they had was the cheese was the one guy, and then the other guy was just blood.
I don't know if it's yeah,
That's what I read on the internet today.
but I'm me and Lori were pretty critical of it.
Really?
Like Lori was like she's watching it and she's like, "Does this suck?" Because I think it sucks.
no.
I'm like, "Yeah, Lori,
Hitler
it sucks."
TV, Nazi stuff.
No, we're
So by the end of the episode, you didn't feel fulfilled?
fuck no,
No?
no, absolutely
Man,
not.
that was
no.
such a shocker at the end, though. It was such a shocker.
It was shocking to you that they.
Well, because I didn't read
that-
the books. I didn't
they
know that was
killed-
going to happen.
That they took and did
Well, oh, man.
consequences
I don't want to be the
and
one that
actions
spoils
and
stuff.
consequences and actions. It's like this guy gets gollywopped, and then you expect somebody else not to get gollywopped in return.
Well, the guy they were looking for wasn't even there, and I didn't
Who
expect
cares?
that. I
They
just
don't
didn't
care.
expect it.
Yeah, they just.
Poor Omar's just sitting there.
I'm just here.
Boss,
You might as well be.
I've
went to
not
Top Guns.
seen the Game of Thrones.
I've not
boss.
seen Game of Thrones.
There are no guns in
This
Game of Thrones.
capitalist stuff.
They've got a freaking giant crossbow.
They have a giant crossbow.
It's got a scorpion. It's for shooting dragons out of the sky.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
And Dean, you watched Civil War, the movie?
Oh, yeah, that was, oh my God, that was so good. I did not expect it to be that good.
We talked about the movie Civil War in the last podcast, and Dean went home and watched it.
That night.
Pierce is like, fuck those guys. They're dumb.
Man, I need to watch it. No, I didn't know that was required homework, and I was going to be the only person that came to the podcast on week 4 and didn't know how to talk about Civil War.
Now you know how I feel.
Which part of Florida?
What kind of American are you?
Knights Army.
You should watch it, though. It's a good movie. It's
Yeah, I have
a
to
really good movie, yeah. I like how they didn't, like, how you were saying, Omar, in the last podcast, they didn't pick sides or blame it on someone so no one can get butthurt throughout it. And it was just solid all the way through.
Yeah, I think the journalist was the smartest way you could. I think it's the
Yeah.
only way you could make that movie nowadays.
Yeah.
What was the long range gun that the two dudes with painted fingernails were using? Like you had two dudes. Remember, like they were driving through that one
Oh,
part,
outside that house.
outside the house. What was the long range gun? That was the best part of the movie to me.
That was pretty
Here, I'll
good.
look it up.
Like you have two guys. They both have colored hair. They have colored fingernails, which either means they're just crazy ass anarchists or they're alternative lifestyle or something. And then the dialogue between those two guys and
That's so
it
funny.
was the best dialogue of the whole movie. But the weapon,
Yeah.
what was he using?
I'm not sure what that gun was.
I've almost got it. Give
That was a really good part of the movie.
We needed Jamie. Oh yeah, we have Lori, but she's just Candy Crush.
Are you talking about
Fuck you.
the guys on top of the roof, or the guy with
They were
On
laying down on
grass.
the ground.
Laying down on the
Yeah,
grass.
they're laying down on the ground.
it's a Remington M24.
Ooh.
So it's a
So that's
it's a
the
700 in Win Mag.
that's the Marine gun, right?
Yes.
Oh, so they could possibly have been Marines. And they were going through Marine territory, right? That's right by, isn't that
yeah.
right by where, that's right, they were right by the Quantico.
Uncle Gustav.
Okay. I don't understand that reference when you say Uncle Gustav.
The Gustav is a recoilless rifle that was.
I know that,
the
but
Army
I don't
gun.
understand Uncle Gustav. Why do you guys call it Uncle Gustav?
I don't know, a bunch of military terms, a bunch of dumb shit. I
You guys just
don't
drinking
know.
one day?
I don't know who came up with that. I didn't come up with Uncle Gustav. No, the Army guys were just floored with it, but we never had anything like that cool. The Gustav is pretty cool.
What was your favorite part of the movie, Omar?
I really did like that sniper scene a lot. just a dialogue. It was hilarious. I was like audibly laughing in the theater. Overall, like not one.
Do you think people were scared that you're laughing in the theater?
No, I mean,
Can you imagine, like in the theater, all these people like, oh my god, and there's,
Like, "Ha, get
there's this little bearded Middle Eastern looking dude laughing.
I was gonna say it's not one particular part of the, it's just throughout the entire movie. Anytime there'd be an unexpected gunshot, because I watched it in IMAX and it was the gunshots were so loud, there'd be like 7 people in the theaters just jump every time like an unexpected gunshot happened. That I found that hilarious.
then you laugh.
That's an experience that you can't get outside of the theater. I really enjoyed that. I nowadays I don't find any reason to drive to the theater. I usually just wait for things to come on streaming. But I was very glad I watched that movie in the theater.
Where is the IMAX place around here?
I think AMC was the. Yeah, I think AMC was the only one.
Which is where?
That's right by the Costco, back where Westfield Mall used to be.
Oh, there's still like a movie theater back
It's
there?
just a Costco and a movie. It's just an AMC and a Costco. Everything else shut down. The mall is gone.
The food court at Sarasota Square, as it was known previously.
Now the food court has 0 food.
Yeah, there used to be a Panda Express there. Now the closest Panda Express is on.
There was a tattoo
Jacaranda.
place in there.
Ah.
That's where Kim and Will from Oddity came from. There was an Atomic Tattoo in there, and that's where they got their start.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of that movie was the end. I don't want to
When they shot the
yeah, the journalist.
No, the press secretary for the president.
You really
Oh,
don't
right
care about
before that.
spoilers, do you?
I don't care.
I'm trying not to spoil anything for anyone, but that was just so cold-hearted and oh my god.
What, when they killed the press secretary, or when
When the journalist got shot, and the other one on the ground was taking pictures of her and just didn't help, and then she just ran off to get that shot.
it was wacky,
They
That
were
was-
bloodthirsty.
bloodthirsty.
At the end of that movie, 'cause there's also that one scene where they're chasing the car and the car crashes, and then it's just a bunch of journalists that come
And they
out and they're all
smoke 'em
clean
all,
and smoke
yeah.
them all.
Blood for the blood gods.
Is that Game of Thrones reference?
No.
No.
Yeah, Pierce, you need to watch that one.
No, I don't have to anymore. Will just told me everything happens.
It's good. It's worth a buy. I mean, it's worth the money, I think. Well, it's not really my money. It's Lori's money if you buy it. It's, to have in your little Amazon library of movies.
Yeah, but that goes to Lori's card.
It has
That last week.
it has been memed, but the "What Kind of American Are You" scene, that's 10 out of 10 scene for me as well.
Yeah, but the one thing about that scene though is I can't get over. When I'm watching the movie, I can't get over how their rifles are kitted out.
Oh yeah, that's atrocious.
Well, like that, like the whole movie, the rifles, everything looks pretty good, but that one scene with the best actor in the whole movie, that's a guy from,
Breaking Bad.
he's from Breaking Bad.
He's Todd.
He's also married to Kristen Dunst.
Really?
Yeah, that guy's
that.
married to Kristen Dunst, and he wasn't supposed to be in the movie, and then like the person for that scene like tapped out, and then he was on set, and they're like, "You want to do it?" And he just did it.
He's got such a terrifying presence about him. There's just something off about him.
Dude, he's
always.
the best.
He's amazing.
Yeah, but
Just the way, like, subtly scratching his beard, holding his right. Okay. It's so good.
Did
Like,
they
who's-
flat top his gun? Is that what they did?
it looks like either a Colt 6920 or just an FN replica of a Colt with Chinese quad rail and a Neotech.
We sit on
Almost
flat
every optic in the game was a Neo. Almost every optic in the movie was a Neotech.
Yeah, but that's kind of conducive to what's
This
going
guy?
on now. You think it's a DPMS like in the first releasings of it, everybody made fun of that rifle.
Colt.
Yeah,
The single point sling too.
the single point sling.
Terrible.
Those
Yeah, but
glasses are great though.
Yeah,
I need to get me a pair of those.
Like who
red
thought of the
glasses.
glasses?
Oh, whoever did, they got to get those.
They went into the prop room for what is the Brad Pitt and Leo movie?
What?
Once
the-
Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, they just went and took the glasses from that and then just wore those.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Who? Did you like that movie?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. What are you
Yeah,
retarded?
it's
Of course I
pretty
like it.
good. Yeah.
It was one of the best goddamn movies I've ever seen in my life.
It was a great movie, but I think it's probably
Brad
my
Pitt had to
least.
fight Jackie Chan or something like that, or
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, that was close.
that happened.
Yeah.
Like that allegedly, like the movie that guy's based off of. It allegedly happened where like he kicked Bruce Lee's ass.
His daughter hated that scene was in the movie.
Oh, Bruce Lee's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did not like the way his dad was portrayed.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but I mean, who cares? He's dead.
He's dead. She's rich. What's the really?
I mean, yeah, he's dead. You're rich. Who cares?
Oh man, cold-hearted.
Yeah.
The one thing I think I could probably maybe know is that when you're dead, you're not going to give a shit.
No.
No, that's not true. You're going to give a shit.
No, I agree with you.
Oh my god.
What was your favorite scene from the movie?
I really like I like movies where I can, if I see a scene that I think about it forever, like thinking about, okay, well, how was it done? And I like the two snipers and I like the fact that they both had painted fingernails and their fingernails were, but they were painted fingernails and they're effed up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like they weren't like just somebody painted them. Like they had them on for a while and then they had like their hair was all effed up and I liked that. I mean, the dialogue was amazing.
It was so good.
Like I couldn't imagine. Like I was like, Jesus, how did some English dude come up with this? Because allegedly it's written by that dude who did 28 Days Later and whatever his name is.
He just did it off of the lore.
Off of what? The Hobbit lore? What?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what
No,
he
how
thinks
do you-
America is like.
I mean, it sounded like. I mean, it didn't sound like two English dudes talking, right? It sounded like American. I
Yeah.
don't know, but and this is what I'm talking about. Like you go back and forth. Like, okay, how the fuck they fucking write that? And I was just like, damn, that was pretty good.
Great movie.
I'm sorry, Pierce. Next time I'll give you like an assignment sheet for
Some homework.
we might talk about this next time, Pierce. Be sure to.
Yeah, this is the second week we're doing Civil War over here, and if you could watch it, that'd be great.
You'll love it.
Exactly. Here's going to be maybe something polarizing, but why do you think Sig Sauer is so polarizing?
They're big.
Yeah, I just think they're a huge company. Yeah, they're big. Yeah.
But it's weird because like our SIG rep came in today and he told me about all the things that are coming, and it's kind of shocking.
You shouldn't talk about any of those things on this
Oh
podcast.
man, I want to.
I know you shouldn't do that.
I shouldn't do that.
No.
Well, I mean,
You saw what happened when they wanted the dinosaur guy.
all right. So Sig Sauer with was that real?
No.
It wasn't.
It's just a funny image that he brings up every day.
Are you sure? Was it? So Ron Sig Sauer didn't say "Bring me the twink."
T-Rex Arms stopped supporting the 320 because they thought that it was not a good firearm platform and it was not safe. Somebody made an edit of the Sig Sauer Twitter account tweeting out, "Bring me that twink," or
It was "Bring me that twink."
yeah, something like that. It's funny, but it's not real.
Somehow everybody knew who they were talking about. Best thing in the world.
So they went and did their they do like a 2-week kumbaya thing, and everybody goes and they hang out for 2 weeks, and they
Like a vision quest?
like a vision quest exactly,
Yeah.
but on lobster. You know, because it's so close to it's in New Hampshire, but they like our SIG rep came in today and told me of all the things that are coming, and they told me of like things that they said, and like they're really excited for the stuff they're launching.
So we can't talk about any of it because I didn't hear it. Any of it because I wasn't over here.
Oh, I did it in the vet office.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he took Carter to the vet with him, so I tried to call Carter and ask him a question, and he didn't pick up because he was at the vet with Will.
the vet's next door, and so we had the puppies and we had to get shots, and the SIG rep came in. I'm like, all right, dude, come on, we'll do our meeting in the vet office. It was cool. I mean, we got a lot done, but I like Sig Sauer. I think their stuff. I like their stuff sells. I look at firearms. I guess it's a bad way to look at it, but I like things that are supported, number one, by their marketing team. You know what I mean? That means a lot to me. Like I like companies that support their product with marketing, because a lot of companies they make stuff and they sell it to you for retail, and there's no support with their marketing team that can trickle down to you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's, like Daniel's a good company that does it, and SIG does it as well. And so it makes our job just a ton easier. Pierce is like, I don't care.
I'm being nice.
All right.
Dead air.
Awkward.
All right. We won't talk about it anymore. Maybe we can just cut that fucking right out. No Sig Sauer part.
I like the handguns. I like the macros.
Yeah, Sig's all right.
I like
We had
the
no problem with 'em.
MCXs.
Back to Game of Thrones.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yay.
When the dragon's coming back. No, I was kidding.
They had dragons in the first episode. They had full-size dragons, little dragons. They had one dragon that was, never mind.
Macro Dragon.
Well, it was just a wing.
Macro Dragon. What do you think of the so we've been selling Strybogs for a long time. And I mean, how many years have we've been selling them, Pierce?
7.
About 7 years, right? Since they launched.
Yep.
So there's a company in Sarasota called Global Ordnance, and they are import exporters. So an FFL, that's an import exporter. What they do is they specialize in contracts, if you will, that go overseas and import export. And they have the rights to the Strybog, which is made by Grand Power. And they're actually buddies of ours, and they're right down the street. So we've always, sold their stuff. But when the Strybog came out, it was, it basically, I would say it ruined the 9mm AR market. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I mean, when we got the Strybogs in at the price point that we were selling them for, it didn't make any sense for us to keep chasing a pistol caliber carbine builds around all over the place. As much time and effort and testing that went into those. I mean, Strybog
Right.
came out cheaper. I bought the first one that came in.
Right. I mean, so Dean, like we were doing the Shark Coast ARs, and they worked and they were good, and I still have one. But the Strybog came out and like changed everything. Like all AR9s that were on the market kind of went away. And you still see them, like you still see AR9s, like CMMG is probably the most famous one of them all. But before the Strybog launched, they were everywhere. And then once Strybogs came about, then you had the introduction of inexpensive PCCs to the market, and Strybog was like the first one. And the only issue with the first one was the magazines. Remember, the magazines came straight.
Straight mags, yeah, it had straight mag problems, and then one of the things that a couple people ran into was trying to run goofy shaped hollow points
Goofy shaped hollow
up
points.
the feed ramps, and then
And then they gave the magazine a little bit of English.
and then Jesus Christ,
So what was wrong?
the a certain charter captain, to not void his warranty, will not be named here, but he found out that you can polish the piss out of that feed ramp, and then it works just fine
With the straight mags?
with any mags.
With any mag.
Yeah.
A way that I look at guns, if they're good or not, or like how many come back for people, like how many people come and try
Zero
to sell?
Strybogs.
Zero. Like people will come and try to sell everything. Like I think the most gun that is tried to be sold at when people trade it in would probably be the Smith & Wesson EZ9 or the EZ380, like Shields and EZ380s all the time. But
Shadow systems.
Shadow Systems as well, and people want a lot of money for them, which is ridiculous.
320.
Not that many people bring 320s back.
Really?
Yeah.
They have to buy them first.
Now.
Sorry.
Now.
Being nice.
But now so for a couple years, the Strybog was only bought in like what is it? It's the A1, right?
Yeah, the SP9A1 blowback operated and had a curved trigger in it. It came with the straight mags.
And now the new one that we sold out of is the A3.
Yep, the A3 is a roller delayed blowback gun like your MP5. Still comes with three mags. They have the English, and then
English.
and then
Do you know what little English means?
yes,
I think I can make out what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Sorry.
no mysteries here.
The A3s, they also made one that takes Glock mags. I think that was a...
But I don't think like there's not a big demand for the Glock mag ones because they're so much.
Because they're
more
over
expensive.
$1,000.
Well, no, they break.
They break.
All the pistol caliber carbine things, except for the ones that are made by CMMG, they have this little silver like bridge thing that comes up inside the lower. And when you're running the crap out of those guns, when you go to smack that magazine in, it'll take the metal cage that's inside the Glock mag, and it'll bend that metal cage in just enough that it'll hang up and misfeed and jam and all that shit. But you won't be able to tell. That's why I was so big on the Magpul mags when I was competing and stuff like that, is because they didn't have the cage.
Yeah, all polymer.
Yeah, so when you smack that thing up in there, it'll bend the cage, and then the mag will go up further than that. It'll just keep eating Glock mags.
And then you see like the high end, like the Noveski 9mm and stuff like that. They all use the Colt SMG mags.
Is there any possibility that you're slapping it like too hard? Or
It's all
you're
possible.
too rough. Oh, no good.
Strybog never did it.
I mean, no, I'm saying they make their it's so, and then now they just came out with the 45 and the 10 mil. Have you seen them?
The 10mm nice. 10
They
mil
run?
really cool.
Yeah, they run.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah.
They make them in the roller delayed one, so recoil's not bad.
Yeah.
And it's a 10mm. And 10mm in the pistol is nice. 10mm in a carbine, ooh, that's something else.
I think we have one.
Yeah.
You want to grab it?
Sure.
It's way up in there. Oh no, it was a Turkish man.
Is that my dog?
It was the wolf.
Where'd he get?
He's gone.
He's right behind me. He's upset.
He's pissed.
Oh man, hold on.
He'll be fine.
Let's try that again without scaring the dog.
So that's the 10 mil?
This is the 10mm.
Yeah.
Comes with straight mags, but that works just fine with the 10mm.
3 of them.
3 of them.
Yeah.
These are nice.
Oh, so why did these straight mags on the SPA1 not work?
Because those are like ump magazines. So on the bigger
9mm likes a curve. They
Little
the
English.
10 mil and the
They like that
45s are
English.
like
Everybody
like
likes a little bit of
backwards
English.
angle. Is this what we're sticking with? You're trying to make that happen, and I'm not sure where it's coming from.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but even in the first prototypes of the MP5, they first tried doing the 9mm with the straight mags, and they got some issues.
So cool.
They curved it. For 9mm, curved mags seem to work better, but 10mm and 45, they're just fine with straight.
Have you shot the ump before?
I have.
Ooh.
I've shot the L-dub too.
The
Yeah.
Tommy built one I've shot.
Yeah. What do you think of the Tommy built one?
It's all right. I think the ump's super cool. It's been in so many video games that it's like iconic. So many movies too. Pop culture wise, it's great. In reality, it's a all polymer gun basically.
All polymer.
It's all so it's super lightweight, which it's the recoil is snappier than something like this, for example. But they're cool. Like cool factor on it is 10 out of 10. As far as would I want one, I think I'd like something that kicks a little less.
I mean, if you had money to burn.
Oh, if I had money to burn, I'd have
'Cause they're
everything in this room.
I've shot the ump and the L-dub a lot because one of our buddies has one and he brings it out frequently. It suppresses really well. It's the ump is really accurate, but it's plastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
It does-
very, very plasticky when you shoot it.
It doesn't feel like it's price tag.
It
Like-
does not feel like it's price tag, but it's cool.
Yeah.
G36 is the same feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The L-dub one, when you pick it up, that feels like you're getting what you paid for.
Yeah,
The-
but it goes that way.
Yeah, it groups like a scatter gun.
It goes that way.
You can use that thing to shoot down drones.
But since you are all knowing, what's the problem with the L-dub? Or do you
allegedly they fixed it, but at first the barrel was moving way too much. That barrel was blah, blah, blah. I mean, I just know firsthand account from shooting our buddies.
Yeah,
When you had the can on it, and I would
buddy Kevin, we love you.
love you, Kevin.
What's up, Kevin?
We'd record a video of it shooting, and like the can would be doing fucking figure eights.
Yeah,
Whoa, really?
yeah.
That barrel moved way too much.
Pierce, do you know exactly what was wrong with the L-dub? I'm sure you do.
It just didn't.
I
group.
just-
It was.
I can't
if it says
articulate what's wrong
If it says
with
the
it.
barrel was moving, that's probably what it was. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a barrel issue, and it grouped horribly. I remember talking to one of our customers about it who got it. He'd be like, "Yep, one was here, and then the other one's like over here." And
Yeah, which made it unsafe.
yeah.
And then they're but then like the price tag on it, no matter what, is heavy.
3.
Like it's 3 minimum, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly fixed.
Allegedly fixed, but like you don't see them.
When was the last time you saw one in the wild?
I haven't seen one in a while.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019.
No, we got
Last time I saw one.
We got stuck with a couple of them when they did the brace band, because once the brace band happened, like forget it, you couldn't move them, and we ended up selling 2 of them below cost, I think, just to get our money back, but I haven't seen them since. Like no one's they're probably out there, but Strybog coming out with a very inexpensive 45, which is almost the same thing, or no? What would make the L-Dub better?
Then the Strybog?
Yeah.
Its name?
Exactly.
That's it. That's all I've got. I mean, the LW, like, I've got an LWRC piston gun, and that gun is awesome. But that's what they're good at.
Right.
This is what Strybog does.
Yeah. That's what the Slovakians do.
You know what's cool?
What?
You know that movie that I was an extra in? The
Allegedly.
the dude who was a producer is allegedly the founder of LWRC.
Really?
Yeah.
I was told that too.
Is he, did you meet him?
Yeah.
Where, so you were in a movie?
Yeah, I was an extra. I played a SWAT extra in a movie.
Okay. So can you expound?
Sure. Yeah. I can't. I was working, and Andrew came up to me, and he was like, "Hey, one of our customers has a friend. They're shooting a movie, and they were supposed to have the sheriff's office do this raid scene, and the sheriff's office canceled last minute. They just need guys with guns. Can you please come help us?"
Solid invite.
And so you kitted up and ran over there?
I grabbed all of my posse that I could.
The bearded, the burned men.
The Birdman.
Burned man.
I armed them all up,
Birdman.
and then we got there, and
You armed them all.
Yeah, would they have TX22 competitions, lever action, and
anyways, we dressed up, we got armed up, and then the guy who was directing the movie was ex-Special Forces guy. So with him, this cop guy, and the rest of the posse, we go through, and for like an hour straight, we just go through clearing this entire house, room by room, going through how we're going to clear every single room, what we're going to do, where the camera's going to be. And then they put us in a room, and they said, "We'll let you know when we're ready to shoot." And then 8 hours went by, and we were in that room.
there it is.
Yeah,
No. What?
yeah. So like 2 a.m. rolls around. No, I think it was 3 a.m. rolls around, and we're like, okay. So we go like, "Hey, are we ever gonna do our scene?" And they were like, yeah, for sure. So let's talk about payment. How's $150 sound? And we're like,
For all of you?
no, per person.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and we were like, yeah, that's all cool and all. Are we going to get to shoot the movie? And they're like, yeah, just in a second. And like another hour and a half goes by.
Ooh.
And then finally, a couple of my friends walked out there like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not waiting anymore. But eventually we get to do our huge scene that we prepped to, where we're going to clear every single room and take hostages and, have a whole gunfight. They ran out of time, so they just put all the bad guys in one room. We kick open the door, we walk in, we put handcuffs on them and walk them out, and that was my scene.
Well, that's cool.
The whole thing is like maybe 15 seconds, but it was cool.
What's the name of the movie?
I don't think you can do that.
Did you sign something?
I got a paycheck from them.
Did you sign an NDA?
I think so, yeah. I think I signed an NDA.
So you can't tell us the name of the movie, or they wouldn't tell you.
I did. I think they did tell me that, but I can't remember it. Even if I did, I don't think I could say it, because I did sign something that I did not read. I did not read what I signed.
You gotta stop doing that.
Yeah, right. It's the worst.
Gotta stop doing that.
Okay.
He said SWAT scene.
Where was it in Sarasota?
It was on this house in Siesta Key. Allegedly, it's like the only house in this area that has a basement. So it was a nice big house. It belonged to our customer's buddy. That's why I got hooked up with it somehow. But there was going to be this huge gunfighting scene down in the basement, and we never got to see the basement. Just more and more like half-naked women were coming out of the basement, and they wouldn't let us go down there. And then we're like, at least we're going to have a gunfight down there, guys. We never had a gunfight down
There were
there.
half-naked women?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Whoa.
It's the only house on Siesta Key with a basement. What do you expect them to keep down there?
Right on. I had a movie producer call me looking for. They wanted to use our van.
Yeah, Mad Max Fury Road #3.
I don't know, but they, like some guy called up and he was the assistant of the producer and said, "Hey, I put something in a form and it said that you're the guy who has a cool van and we need it for a movie. Do you want to let us use it?" And I was like, "Well, then how am I going to get to work?"
I gotta use it to take my dogs to work. How am I
How am I going to take the dogs to work? And so but nothing ever happened of it. So that's cool. Like, you've been in a movie. That's really cool.
That's the only big takeaway, that now I can say I played SWAT guy #2 in a movie.
Were you really SWAT guy #2? Or are you making that up?
Who was SWAT
I was
guy
really
#1?
that was what was written on my thing. I was SWAT extra number 2, I think.
Who was your buddy Sean? Was he SWAT guy number 3?
Sean actually walked out. He was going to be SWAT guy number 3, but then 4 a.m. rolled around and he's like, I'm done, and he walked out.
You got me. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. But Christos was in it.
Oh,
Really?
yeah,
Christos was SWAT guy number 3.
And you
That
waited
makes
that
sense.
long just to walk into one room for 15 seconds.
Well, I mean,
Where did you find a plate carrier and a helmet big enough to put on Christos?
thankfully they make them so that you can adjust the sizes. Velcro, you know.
No, I know that, but he can't freaking. He's not going to fit in the helmet.
We didn't have
He's a big
helmets.
He's
dude.
got a big Polish grape, buddy.
Yeah, he didn't have a helmet.
Broccoli head.
He was the one guy without the helmet.
No, nobody had a helmet. I had a helmet, and then the special forces guy or whatever told me to take it off because I was the only guy with a helmet.
That's pretty normal.
Okay. Have you guys heard about the new staccato?
Yes. Played with it in Vegas.
See,
Play with
That
it in
you got to
Vegas.
play with it in Vegas.
I did. I got to play with it in Vegas.
What'd you think?
It's very similar in size to a lot of the staccatos they have out now. It's like a CS with a longer slide, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know about it, Dean?
Yeah.
It gets launched on Thursday. We have them coming,
Somebody called today and asked if I'd have one here on Thursday for him to come by.
and we will.
it's,
I don't know. Like I think they're already spoken for, but I called Staccato and I didn't even know it was getting released, and then I started getting pinged and I messaged Staccato. I'm like, hey, make sure you don't send me 40 Ps, and then oh wait, credit limit. We can't send you any of the new guns.
It's better than 40 CSs because we've got
We have 30
40
of them, yeah.
CSs over there.
But they're like, yeah, and then I got my order in and I saw like I've got I think 6 coming.
yeah. The C is supposed to be their dual gun. Like if you want just one staccato that you're going to use both to carry and to compete with and home defense and all that, it's supposed to be the dual.
Yeah, Dean. So it's a C2. Mm-hmm. Wait, no, it's a CS
C2 slide.
kinda with a C2 slide.
It's a CS with a 4-inch barrel instead of the 3.
Right.
And you can choose to either have the CS grip or a little bit of a longer grip. So if you imagine the CS as the 43, this would be like the 48.
So it's kind of like a macro.
Kinda, you could say that. It uses it's basically just what the 43X is to the 48, or the vice versa. It's that for
It just
the
sounds
CS
like the
and the C.
staccato P, though, to me.
No, it's
Thinner.
It's thinner.
It's not as big as that gun.
Yeah.
I talked to him today because I didn't get the chance to walk around Vegas and I didn't get the chance to go play with Staccato.
It was one of the 3 places I got to go. You act like there were 10 of us there.
No, I had
4.
I had a meeting with Staccato and I sat and hung out with them for a while. They gave me free energy drinks. It was really cool. They had their little Staccato suite in Vegas, and they had like a platter of food, and I was too embarrassed to eat the platter of food, but I wasn't too embarrassed to take the diet Red Bulls, and they had cups of ice, and I just drank like 3 of them when I sat there. And by the third one, I was yeah. But I didn't get the chance to look at it.
Aren't you not allowed to drink coffee or something?
He's not allowed to drink regular Red Bull or
Anything.
he just goes and fires.
How'd that go?
I'm pretty sure I was like high as a kite by the time it was like one of the main people of Staccato, and I'm pretty sure I was high as a kite from the Red Bull and just talking maniacally. And
There was nobody there to fire.
It goes well if I'm in like a public setting, but like if I get pissed off at work, it's not good if I'm drinking Red Bull.
Yeah, I remember when I first started working here, you told me, you said, if I ever go for a cup of coffee, do not let me, Omar. Do not let me have a cup of coffee.
That was during the time when I was really anti coffee, but because I'll get nasty. It sucks, man. I don't want to get nasty, but sometimes I get nasty. It's just horrible. But so it's released on Thursday. It's basically it's the CS with a 4-inch slide, and which is a little different than the C2 because the C2 has a 4.1-inch slide.
And it's thicker.
It's just as thin as the CS is what they said today.
Yeah, but the C2 is going to be a little thicker. It's going to use their standard staccato magazines. The C is going to be using the CS's magazines, so thinner grip, thinner
Weird
slide.
though, because the CS and the C2 are the same capacity, kind of, right? It's
Yeah, that.
One round off, isn't it?
yeah,
No, they're both 16.
both 16.
They're both 16. That's funny. They were originally going to be the CS was originally going to be a 15 round mag. Last second, they figured out how to fit an extra round in there, and that's why it took them like a month to release it after the supposed date.
Hold on, so the new C runs the same mags as like the P. X.
No.
No,
CS.
See, it's confusing, isn't it?
It really is.
The
I'm getting-
CS magazines. The P,
Everybody's going Google. Everybody's going Google over it though.
the P, the XL, and the XC are the same mags. Mm-hmm. The C2's mags are the same, but they're a little shorter. So like that won't go into this gun, but the XL, the XC, and everything will go in to that, and the CS and the C are different.
Oh, okay.
the CS will be the C will be using the CS mags, this style, and then you've got your P over there. That's the standard staccato mags.
Weird, right?
Weird.
I think they could do something cooler.
Like this.
C2X.
The C2X. No, it would have been nice if they made this, you know?
It's got a mailbox.
I mean, it would have been nice. It's got a mailbox on it.
You like the Acros?
I do.
I love them. But I think you're right. Like, I love the Acro and how accurate it is, but, like, you're sacrificing accuracy for sight picture.
Yeah, I mean, you have one of those on your CS, don't you?
I do.
That's like the biggest pistol red dot you can put on like the smallest staccato.
I love it.
Happens all the time.
It happens all the time. We put them on everything. Like, every time somebody buys a staccato, we go to that.
Acros are great. But yeah, it's not going to be it's very durable and it's a closed emitter, but you're going to get a way bigger sight picture with like an SRO, which is going to be more fragile.
Right, and I understand like your opinion is your sight picture is easier. It's easier to what's the word? It's easier to what's the word I'm using? It's easier to
Look at.
Acquire.
I think it's easy to
Acquire.
acquire your target. Yeah.
It's easier to acquire your target with an open face.
Mm-hmm.
But I find the Acro to be more accurate than the open face. I mean, I find it more accurate than my SRO and
The RMR is a lot faster though.
than the SRO.
The Acro.
Is that what you use?
Yeah, I like it because you can see more of your field of view.
So if I gave you an Acro, you would say no. I'm going to keep my RMR.
I'd put it on top of my Vortex that we talked about last week.
Exactly.
Got all this on off.
People are putting all kinds of crazy shit on top of their LPVOs. Like I've seen
T2s.
T2s, cheap stuff, little. I mean, it's out of control.
I get
The whole piggyback thing.
Yeah, I mean, when you go into long distance guns, people put whole like rangefinder units on top of their scopes too.
Absolutely.
Those are really cool.
I can't seem to get anybody to buy a rangefinder stuff to go on top of scopes though. I have two of those really cool ones that came out from Vortex in the case, and nobody's bought them.
Nobody wants the impact.
Nobody wants them.
We even have all the rings and the surfboard and everything to put it on. And
I love the impact. I think that's really cool because before that one, your only option was like 10 grand. The Wilcox one, the Raptor, I think it's called. I like Vortex a lot. Vortex is great.
Do you think there's a lot of actual people that shoot long range?
yeah,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but where do they go?
Manatee gun and archery.
So there's like a whole line?
JTAC before they closed down. But
Yeah, but is there? I'm not really sure. Like, where do they all shoot?
wherever they can.
I'm with you.
Lots of
but
private stuff.
I'm with you.
The guys
but
the people that hunt, most of them on a lot of guys when they have property to hunt on, they can make one long distance lane and just shoot that. I mean, like we do it off power lines and stuff in Georgia. That's pretty normal.
But you really need like 1,000-yard range, right? And how many of those are around?
One.
Nah, I don't know. I think 300 to 600. 1,000 is hard to hit. It's a hard target to hit.
Okay. I never got into long range, but I hear it's a lot of fun.
Oh, my favorite.
It's a skill set.
He convinced me to spend my paychecks on a bolt gun, and then you guys unconvinced me to buy nods.
Absolutely.
Out here trapping.
I'm being tugged.
What do you think? What would you do, Pierce? Nods or long distance?
Nods.
Dean, your nods are long distance.
I'm going long distance. I think the night vision's really cool, but it's a novelty thing. And you spend a lot of money, then it's just going to sit.
Depends on how much you can use it. If I was able to go shoot long range more than I was able to go dance around with my nods on, I think I'd probably pick long range too. I think it depends on the opportunity you have to use this stuff. Like there's no way I would be able to justify a night vision purchase if I wasn't using them every week. They're a lot of money.
says I think if you give someone the opportunity to shoot long range one day, and then somehow you give them the opportunity to shoot with nods one day, and you say, okay, pick what you want to buy. I bet every person would pick nods.
That exact thing happened to me on Saturday and Sunday.
And then they would pick nods, and then they would find a way to do it.
That's exactly what's happening to me right now.
Exactly.
Saturday night, we shot together with nods. Sunday, me and Kevin went to go shoot his bolt gun, and it was great. I want to own the night, boss.
Night Stalker.
My friend, I must own the night. My wife even thought they were cool.
You made her wear them?
I did.
I saw that Instagram post.
I did.
Yeah.
You put your head in his sweaty ass helmet.
Well, she asked what I wanted for Father's Day. She's like, what do you want for Father's Day? I'm like, well, if you could cook biscuits and gravy just like you cook, but if you could wear nods and then a bikini top, that would be pretty cool for Father's Day.
Good request.
And so she did it. She went to the bathroom for a bit and came out, and she's walking around in her bikini. And then it took me like a second to realize what she's doing. And I'm like, oh, she's doing it. Holy shit.
Whoa!
I'm like, wait a second, hold on, I'm gonna go get him. And I went and got him, and then she cooked breakfast in my nods. It was a dream come true.
Hell yeah.
Bear with me, dude. I'm 52. You know, I don't have much time left.
You got plenty of time.
No. 52 is pretty old.
Yeah, but you don't do anything. You don't
You
don't do drugs, you don't do alcohol.
They're already
Vape.
ready to get rid of them.
I don't vape.
You don't vape anymore?
I quit vaping. Yeah,
You'll be fine.
I chew nicotine, but I don't vape anymore. I quit for maybe 4 or 6 months, maybe longer. But
Keeps us from getting kicked off airplanes.
I've never been. That was the one cool thing about vaping, though. You could vape on airplanes the whole time.
It's not what that means.
It's not smoke. It's vapor.
He's walking down the aisle, goes wham, put his bag up, hits somebody with the backpack, the chain wallet smacks some little old lady. Fucking vapes goes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and then it was, what was the convention center that the lady said, if I have to come over here and talk to you about that, it was Chattanooga. It was Chattanooga, and you're vaping in there, and she like came over there and was. I'm sorry.
They did. We were at a big event, and they like singled us out, and they came over and they're like, Will, I don't know if you know, but you can't vape inside the hall. I said, okay, cool. And then I was like, did they complain? They're like, yeah, they complained. I'm like, all right. They didn't complain about me, did they? They're like, no, they complained about you. I said, me, really? About anybody else? No.
No, they were very specific.
They were very specific. It's you.
You're the problem.
It really made me feel bad for about 5 minutes. And then I moved on.
Did you walk behind the display, and then there was smoke coming up behind the display? Like there's the wall of guns, and then it just looked like there was a little chimney.
I'm very addicted to nicotine, man. Still, I can't kick nicotine.
I'm not one to say anything about it.
I'm very addicted. You're not though, Dean, right?
No, I quit smoking 26.
Like you don't smoke, you don't vape, you don't
I don't like
dip anything.
drinking. I mean, because I did that when I was younger, so.
Oh, I mean,
had my
yeah,
fun.
sure. Everybody
I had my
goes.
fun.
Here we go.
I mean, I did it when I was younger too. But so night vision though, like I shot for the first time with nods the other day, and oh man, like it was to me it was so eye opening.
An informative period of instruction is what it was.
Okay. But I can't say I completely get it, but I completely get like, cause for years you've seen like the night vision crowd, you know, doing night vision, and my wife was always like, you look so dumb with those things on. Why? You know, and I was like, oh man. And
Sure
then
feels cool though.
oh my God. It's so cool.
It feels cool.
It's so cool. But to me, it's almost like deep sea fishing.
Interesting.
So when you like if you fish, right, and if you go offshore, like you will do just about anything. Like money out the window, like you don't care. Like you will do anything to make the experience better, to make your gear work better, and to catch that big bastard on the bottom of the Gulf. You know what I mean? Better poles, better lines, better technique, anything, better spots. And like, but once you catch one, you're like, oh, you got him, and it's such an exhilarating feeling. And to me, like I was like, oh, now I understand. Now I understand the money into mounts. Now I understand the money into helmets. Now I understand why you do this, why you do that, and it was so eye opening. But and then like the enjoyment of actually like dinging steel when no one can see anything. I mean, I can't.
It's nice to be able to see.
It's nice to be able to. I kept taking them off and then watching you guys like shoot and ding steel, and then I'd put them on and look. It's so cool. Yeah. But you're right. Like the ability to go do it is where the roadblock.
You learn so fast though, like going and doing that stuff. Like I agree 100% what you're saying about the deep sea fishing stuff, because I get that same feeling every time I come across something in the woods.
Right.
Every time I dust something in the woods, I get that feeling. So
that's that hunter thing. Like hunter. Like I kind of think that hunters will do like it's like deep sea fishing, or like it's trying to become the best at your hobby. Like you're willing to do like. You get the best ammo, the best optic you can afford, the best ammo you can afford, the best rifle you can afford, just so when you take that one shot.
Long range, there it is.
Yeah. But I would put money on it if you give someone the opportunity. It's like, hey, you can do this all the time, or you can do this all the time. They're going to choose nods.
I would like to go to say that I want to take, like, to go with, like, off of what both of you guys are saying, I'm dying to take a distance shot at night.
I would love that.
The furthest shot I've probably taken at night is probably, like, maybe 4, something like that. But I want to, like...
400 yards?
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty far.
But, like, I want something to not even be in the same, like, pasture that I'm in and just
Different
get the
zip
absolute
code?
beans. Yeah. I want to shoot, be able to look up over that, and then hear the.
What I don't understand. Like how could you use the optic? Like how would you get
Clip on.
clip on?
Well, I mean,
But no, he's using nods.
my thermal doesn't range find, but Sam's thermal range finds. So he can click a button on the side of it. It has this little box that pops up. It says this is how many yards away. He holds it.
So you want to do it with a thermal, not with nods.
Yeah, with nods, it's all like what you were talking about the other day with the laser module aiming and everything like that. That's all close distance stuff. But like long distance shots at night just sounds amazing.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
You can't look through your glass
God.
with night vision on, so you get a unit that either replaces your optic or goes and clips onto the front of your optic that gives you night capability, whether it's thermals or night vision.
The temperature is also dreamy. Like it's a lot more fun shooting in Florida at night.
It's still 100 degrees. I was still
not that bad.
sweating bullets when I got into the car after we left Kevin's on Saturday night.
This might sound weird, but I thought like it was such a mystery to me. Like how do you do it? And I thought it would be so hard to do. And I thought like because I knew nothing about them. And then I thought it would be so hard to do, like actually putting them on and turning it on and shooting with it and walking around, because you hear like, oh, it's going to take a second for you to understand your depth perception. And then I put them on. I'm like, this is not hard at all.
We were on Kevin's backyard,
yeah,
though, not in the middle of a pasture, like walking through the woods.
We're on the flat range.
And we had decent moonlight. It was kind of bright.
So it's not as easy as that every time?
If you go trekking in the woods, you're
Like
gonna trip and
there's
fall.
times where I can barely see because we're in like a canopy, or the moon's not doing what it's supposed to, or it's behind me or over my back shoulder, stuff like that, like where the moon's just not cooperating. That's where the IR illuminators come into play.
Okay. I'm not going to run around in the pasture anytime soon.
No, but that's probably why you didn't fall. That's all I was saying.
So you hunt a lot at night.
I do
How many times a week do you hunt?
once, usually.
It's like going to the bar, but you could just go hunting.
Oh yeah, if it starts to suck, we'll just go to the bar.
No, what I'm saying is like it's like you're one, honey, I'm going to the bar, but you're not going to, like you go and you hunt.
Yeah. The night before my day off, I usually spend in the woods.
And does everybody have nods or just you? Or
There's a couple other guys that have night vision. Everybody's got some sort of night optic.
okay.
And what it kind of who we're with and who goes with us and what we're doing really dictates what we do. Because if there's other guys that are white lighting, I'm not under nods.
And for other people who don't know what white lighting is, explain to us.
White lighting is when you have a big ass flashlight attached to the side of your gun.
Fuck, I don't know.
No, I wasn't patronizing you.
Yeah. No, but so go on. I'm sorry.
No, when we're white lighting, we use spotlights, headlights, rifle lights, and red lasers. It's not that much harder, but you miss. Like when we're doing white lighting, we've got to be a lot more on it. You'll miss.
You basically just have a big fucking flashlight, and you're trying to hit something how many yards away?
I can white light with that rifle that I showed you guys last week, probably 250 yards at night, depending on the situation.
With accuracy.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's good.
It's good.
yeah. That's why I like that Venom.
So we know.
Yeah. The
And I hate the finish.
Yeah, I know, but not everybody just does medical tape over all their scopes.
Just throw medical tape over it, right? I love tape. I love taping
That's for
stuff.
damn sure.
I do. I love tape.
Tape and vertical foregrips.
Tape and vertical foregrips. I'm 52, man. I like the vertical foregrips. I even tried to do an angle foregrip the other day, and because Nate said something really. He said something. He said, "You're just stuck in your ways, and you won't learn anything new. That's your problem."
Nate said that to you?
Nate said that to me.
That's so funny.
He said, "You are stuck in your ways, and you won't learn anything new. You could learn, but you won't." And then he just walked by, and I was like, "Oh,
Well,
it really hurts my feelings, man."
my problem with the vertical foregrips is when you put them on the bottom and you're holding them like this, it doesn't give you as much control as when in case you were grabbing it in front of it and using it to pull the gun into your shoulder.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my only problem with it.
I'll try again, but it's. I mean, you go through all the trouble of turning something into an SBR, and then you don't use your vertical foregrip.
You do. You just don't grab it.
You're gripping it by the husk.
You use it like a hand stop more than you use it like a grip.
Okay. See, now I feel like shit again. You guys did it to me again.
No, that was these two. No, don't lump me in this.
It was Dean.
I like how I do things.
That's fine. There's no one way to do anything.
I am old and stuck in my ways.
They're just suggestions, man.
I'm old, stuck in my way. I'm old and decrepit. But so would you ever buy a Starbuck?
Yeah, I would. If I didn't have these,
What was your PCC choice that you were going to get?
I was gonna get the Century AP5, the Turkish MP5 clone, because
Makes sense.
Turkish MP5 clone kind of got to go for that. But if it wasn't for, if I purely just wanted something to shoot 9mm, I don't think there's anything better than a Strybog for that price point. Anything close to the performance you're getting from the Strybog, you're paying $1,000 for.
Yeah, I have so many little 9mm builds. That's why I don't have a Strybog, but I'm kind of wanting to get one. But I'm definitely wanting to get the 45 or the 10mm.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. Like I really want to try them and play but it's right now night vision.
The 9's spooky quiet.
Okay.
Like really quiet. Like I had to use it last couple weeks ago now because I didn't go last week, but I had to shoot it twice in the middle of the field. The guys were probably 300 or 400 yards behind me, and they said they saw my flash but couldn't hear my gun.
Really?
Yep, 100% with
Oh wow.
with Sterling 147 grain subs.
Oh, you know what? I got those, right?
Yeah, you made those, didn't you? Your cousin in the cave.
You know where I had to go to get?
Yeah, I remember the video. That was a good one.
That was a good video.
Good one. We should release that video again.
Yeah.
It's not on TikTok.
Did it get untalked?
It might have gotten untalked, but I don't see it untalked on TikTok.
That was a good video.
TikTok's hard.
TikTok's weird.
The bends with the skeleton in the trunk really did it for me.
I'm starting to doubt. Like, you get so many views on TikTok.
You do.
Like everybody does. Everybody that uses that platform has at least one video with like 1 million views on it or whatever. And it's like,
Not using it properly.
One of our videos has 1 million views.
Not on TikTok.
Not on TikTok.
Not on TikTok.
But that's also because we're showing off guns. I'm sure they don't take very kindly to that.
Well, we had many views with we had many videos with millions of views, but we had to delete them all.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Disney hated it.
it wasn't Disney.
Oh, never mind.
So we had probably 6 or 7 videos with 1 million views plus, at least. Like we had 2 or 3 different videos of like The Nightmare Before Christmas, but on a guac, and all of them went viral, like millions of views. Like I think one of them had like something ridiculous, like 17 million views, and we had all Game of Thrones. Like, so we used to do theme guns as before we got into doing guns for distributors and manufacturers. We used to do one-off theme guns. The first one that ever went viral was like the Joker gun, and it's just a small hand video of the first Joker Glock we made, and it went viral, and it kind of started our custom business, if you will. Like once we released that video, boom, we were just off to the races, and we were busy as hell. And we did that for a couple of years, and we were doing theme guns. We did like the Toy Story. We did the Red Dragon from Game of Thrones. We did like 4 different Game of Thrones guns. We did all these different theme guns, and they were cool. And then one day, the lawyer for HBO called, and we had and all of our viral videos. Like, so the company that represents HBO, which I think is Fox, they contacted us and they said, "Hey, you're in copyright violation." And I said, "Yeah, but everybody else does it." And they're like, "Yeah, we don't care about everybody else.
We're mad at you.
We're mad at you." And we had to take down all the videos that we had with all these huge views. It sucks. But yeah, that's what happened.
You still got me taking apart a 22 silencer that for
yeah.
whatever reason got
That
1 million
one,
views.
that one, it's still not at 1 million. It's at like 900,000.
I'll take it.
Almost there.
Yeah, it's almost there. But yeah, it's on YouTube. That's really cool.
Yeah, I didn't even know what I was talking about.
God.
Said a couple comments on the feed.
Yeah, right.
Like a couple comments on that. It was mean, but
Bring us the Turk.
bring us the Omer.
I want him obliterated.
But I think we have one video with 45,000 views, and we have one video with 21,000 views on TikTok. I'm trying to learn. Like, I'm trying to do all the different platforms to help us, because Facebook has just eradicated our reach, and Instagram has eradicated our reach. And so I'm trying to do TikTok videos, and you can't show guns in TikTok, and you can't tell people you're a gun shop in Sarasota, Florida. Why don't you come see us? You just have to put up, it's like you're being sneaky, like, "Hey, look at this." And
I feel like you should talk about this more, by the way. The Instagram situation is insane to me that it's still the case. If you don't look up Shark Coast Tactical entirely, the page doesn't pop up.
Correct.
If you look
Yeah.
up Shark Coast Tactica, just don't put the L there. The only results you see are the people that are pretending to be
us, yeah.
the scam people.
yeah.
And you have to type it out fully for it to even appear.
Yeah, it sucks. So there's like, we're shadow banned on Facebook and Instagram. We had an account. Our original Facebook account was nuked at 137,000 followers. 137,000. I built that, man, and now we're allowed on Facebook in a new account, but our reach is just destroyed. We're completely shadow banned. And then on Instagram, or our account, it looks kind of healthy. It's not. We're shadow banned on there. You can't find us unless you put Shark Coast Tactical. And the problem is when you put Shark Coast Tactical, when you start typing it in, all these fake accounts that scam people out of money, their accounts come up, and they've got followers.
My friend, you want Q? give me Amazon gift card. I send Q.
Yeah, they're like,
Hey,
here's
buddy.
here's a queue on some bed sheets. You want to buy this? Like, that's,
Buddy. Hey, buddy. Buddy, you want ammo? I have cheap ammo for you, buddy. You best friend, right? I am Will. I am Will. No, buddy. I not scam you. But yeah, it's a bummer. So I'm trying to do like TikTok and X, formerly known as Twitter, and I'm thinking about opening a Rumble account, and then we're doing this and
Rumble would be great.
Yeah, I agree.
Rumble would be
try it.
Is
amazing.
Rumble where you go like on there and you just swipe and then you find random people to street fight?
Nope. Different.
And it's not
Rumble's great.
not the other thing, right?
No, not the other thing.
You know what I'm talking about?
Take your perversions elsewhere, please.
It does remind you of like Bumble, right? Like,
No, Rumble's great. They stand up to governments.
okay.
Yeah,
That seems safe. In this economy?
the French government came up to them and they're like, "Hey, this guy is making videos on your platform. Take him off." And it said, "Fuck you."
Really?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have said that to the French government. They're just like, "Here's our white flag."
Everyone speaks so free on Rumble.
Yeah.
And the videos don't come down. You can get on there and find exactly what you want. Doesn't seem like any shadow banning.
No,
I like
nothing.
Rumble. Yeah.
The owners
Are you
are
on
great.
there?
And they're
Yeah, I
in
use
Sarasota.
Are you a Rumbler?
Rumble's
I'm
in
a Rumbler.
Sarasota.
Yeah, the community, the liberal community of Sarasota got pretty mad, and there was infighting for allowing Rumble to come here. Like I think they got tax breaks or something, like because they opened up offices. They're real quiet though, but I want to get on there too, and anything to help us with the shadow banning and the. I mean, it sucks. Trust
Yeah,
me.
the shadow banning has my old man up in arms. He is pissed.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like my dad's made several posts.
Your dad?
Yeah, bitching about you being shadow banned.
Really?
It's on his Facebook. He'll just post this rant of like this.
Your
is,
Dad?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Big Tom hates the shadow ban.
Big Tom doesn't get mad about anything. I've seen him.
I mean, like, what do you mean? Like he's got to. You know how hard it is for somebody my dad's age to go on there and find your account if it's shadow banned.
Yeah.
He's like calling you up. God damn it, Pierce. I can't find you. I want to see what's new.
Well, he does a good job with it, but yeah, he was pretty mad about the shadow ban thing.
I like Tom.
You should get with Rumble though.
I will. I
want a
the,
Rumble.
the one thing I'm
that's
worried about with Rumble is you say something right now, like there's all these instances around the country where you say the wrong thing and people are showing up at your door. Like there's so
God
many.
bless.
There's
What are they gonna do? Yeah, rack a shotgun with malicious intent. Like,
no, you're gonna fucking rack a shotgun when there's cops outside. Come on.
what are the cops doing?
We just have a
You didn't
couple
say
questions.
there were cops.
No, there's people outside. Like there's many.
thought
So
you were
something
talking
I do
about
see. I don't see like stuff I do see on Instagram or like there. I just saw one the other day of people like you say something, you say the wrong thing, people will show up. There's too many accounts of it to not be true. Like you can't believe a goddamn thing you see on the internet anymore. But like I keep seeing these videos and I keep seeing these instances of one guy was fiery on the internet, cops showed up and bad things happened. The guy's dead.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's other instances where like you say something bad at work and they come to your hey, can we talk to you for a second? And how would they not see Rumble? They have to be on there and watching what you do if you say something. I don't want, cops to come to my door or
I'd like to think we still live in a free country.
Yeah, this
yeah,
economy.
not in this economy. Not in this.
I came here with a promise, boss.
We took you to Vegas. I showed you spinach artichoke dip. I don't know what else you want from me, man.
Right, it's
I
over.
can't promise you that this is a free country.
I want to be able to talk about things online without people showing up at my door.
You got blurted out last week with dolphin sounds when you said bad words on the
Yeah,
podcast.
don't do that again. I got a message from the podcast guy. He's like, hey, Omer said a couple things we probably can't say. Do you mind if I like blurt it out with like funny sounds?
My amendment, boss. It is the first one.
I understand.
Oh no, they took it from you.
Now he's just going to the second one.
But I think even with doesn't Florida have red flag laws?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think they do, and
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that like if you say crazy shit, like someone can say something and then it get to the wrong judge, and you've got cops outside your house,
It sucks.
or worse. And the guy from Arkansas,
The airplane.
the airplane
Airport
guy.
guy.
And that's just one of them. So it's I want to go on Rumble and I want to say stuff, but
He wants to rumble.
You can still say the same things you're saying on Facebook.
I know
facts.
I did it.
Probably take it up a little bit.
The Facebook, like I even said last night, I'm like, I think I'm probably not gonna go Will anymore. Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna tone it down
Turn
and
over a new leaf.
turn over a new Hobbit leaf.
That's how they win.
Well, I mean, what am I going to do? You know,
Go full will. It's funny. People enjoy it. I mean, why stop?
Self-censoring.
there's
is
crazy
when they
guys
win.
on
Go to
here.
Rumble and do it.
okay. How about you go to Rumble and do it with me, Dean?
I know you guys are That's what I'm talking about. Like bum fights.
Did you just put on like one of those glasses that comes with a fake nose and a mustache?
This is what I've been talking about the whole time.
Hello.
Hello, I am not Will. I have my glasses and my mustache.
I am Milliam Weed, and I do not agree.
Minium Weed has been shadow banned. They'd get him in 3 minutes.
That'd be so funny. That would be so great.
You broke him.
I'm sorry.
Minium Weed.
I'll go like a fucking wake up dog.
But like,
This is not my dog Banshee.
this isn't the first time because like you had to have fake Facebook accounts like
Oh yeah,
7 or 8 years ago.
I did, and they found out. Like we had.
Yeah, that was hard because they just type it, search like the same thing. I mean, you type text the same every time. Probably
Like I was,
better to find.
well, I think I used our stepkids Instagram, or no, I used our stepkids Facebook, and I was Ian Black.
Ian Black, he's told me about that.
I was Ian Black, and it worked for like a month, and then they're like, okay, you need to send us your ID, Ian Black. And then I tried to send Ian's ID, and it didn't work, and
Who are you sending Ian's ID to?
to Facebook. They're
They're like, "Hello, Miriam Reed. We are from Facebook. You need to verify identification."
We can get a fake ID made.
That's where Ian's what was it? Identity theft came from. You just gave somebody his ID.
Poor Ian. That kid doesn't get a lot of breaks, man.
I wonder if we'll ever get to a
He's
point
giving
where
out breaks.
Oh, like in the condo he lives. Oh man, like there's some like he's always getting like shit's always backing up into his
It's a shitty situation.
It's a shitty situation. Poor guy.
I wonder if we'll get to a point where you can just feign AI for everything. It's like, I didn't say that on Rumble. That was AI.
Well, sure you can do it. You can already do that.
Or maybe like it's gonna get to where everybody is in disguise. Like
It's just the greatest silencer in the world.
it's very funny the point you brought up. The fucking nose and mustache. But have you seen the guy who's completely like in like a mask and glasses who's doing shit?
There's a lot of those.
Exactly. There's a lot of them. It's called 3D rinse and repeat or something like that.
Print, shoot, repeat.
That guy.
PSR.
Yeah. Like that. He's completely dressed. Like you don't know who he is.
Yeah, because he's making firearms and releasing the files. He's 3D printing full auto firearms and releasing the files, and it's just like, I don't know who did that. I have a mask on.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
It was the other guy.
I mean,
Hold on, he's getting away with that?
He's got a mask on, Dean.
I mean,
They just want to know where a mask. That's all they care about.
I mean, there's huge. It's fucking huge. Reach too. Like this guy gets a lot of reach.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
And it's all AI. None of it's real.
Yeah. Sure.
Fully semi-auto.
Fully semi-auto.
Right.
Hello.
Hello, it is me again. I would like you to verify your identification.
We have to get the glasses and mustache for you now. Come on.
Oh, you
With
need
the
some?
nose.
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Need some?
I mean, we gotta put them on well. This would be great. It'd be so funny.
Do you know what Luke wanted us to talk about?
What's that?
Rugers.
He did. It's so funny. He was like speaking. He was like, "You guys should talk about your favorite gun from a movie."
That's a great idea.
And I was like, "Okay, which one's that?" I like the gun that Mike had in
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. I said, "What gun was that?" A Ruger 44 629. No, it's a Smith. No,
It's a Smith.
Oh, it's a Smith.
Yeah, Smith.
Oh,
Yeah.
that didn't work. But he was like, "That's my gun." That's why I got it.
Yeah. He's got Mike's gun.
He's got Mike's gun.
Yeah.
I thought that guy didn't have a gun.
Pretty easy question. Though.
Oh, no, he killed a lot of people.
With that gun?
Yeah.
All I remember from Breaking
685?
Bad is he comes up and he beats everybody up.
You don't remember the scene where he comes up with a suppressed USP and then just fucking smokes like 9 people?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
I, mean, I
Fucking
should
love
probably
Mike.
go watch.
Rewatch.
I should probably go watch. Is that in Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad?
There's a lot more Mike Love in Better Call Saul.
See, I didn't
will
watch
say.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, but that scene I'm talking about is from Breaking Bad. He goes. That's the scene where he's like, he's going to that one Asian guy and he's got like his hands up and there's a dude on the other side of the wall. So he just points his gun at the wall and then the guy with his hands up is like he's aligning the gun with him and he just shoots him through the wall. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, you should.
He also wanted us to talk about the AKAR debate.
I think he's got to be here for that because I think we're all on the same side of that.
Either him or Dylan.
Yeah, either him or Dylan, exactly. But I think we're all on the same side of the coin.
Dylan says rifle fine.
Rifle fine.
What do you mean rifle fine?
Dylan's
AK
an
fine?
AK guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
there's
Yeah.
really no debate, man.
No.
so what's your favorite gun from a movie or TV show?
Robert's sawed-off shotgun, sawed-off Remington 1186, I think, in the original Wolverines.
Cool.
That's cool.
Like the part where in Red Dawn, the first one, when the Russians are coming up the mountain in the snow, and because the guy there's a bug on Daryl, and they're all waiting there for him with RPKs. And and then at the end of the gunfight, Robert like unsheaths his 1187 and just goes and starts double tapping him, and it's sawed off. And
We love that.
no, but I thought that was I've always loved shot. I think that's probably where my love of shotguns comes from.
Yeah. What about you, Dean? What's your favorite?
Oh, that's easy for me. It's Desert Eagle and 50 AE from the scene from Snatch when he's making fun of the 3 guys that come in that try to rob him and they got replica guns. And he says that you can see his guns say, their guns say replica down the side. He takes the Desert Eagle off his hip, slams it down on the table. I just love that scene. And that's why I brought my Desert Eagle. I was like, I have to own this gun at some point in my life.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. That's a great movie, too. Great movie.
Mr. Stroud.
3-way tie.
3-way tie.
3-way tie.
Pick one.
I can't.
Okay.
Shotgun from No Country for Old Men with the suppressor.
That was my answer.
That's
Anton
not-
Chigurh's Remington 1100.
In Den of Thieves, the saw. When they're doing their escape and he says, "Hand me my saw," he goes up on the hood and taps the hood, and everybody else gets out of the car and
yeah.
he just starts laying hate with the saw. And then the Colt from Heat
The Colt from Heat is great.
with the matching suit.
You can buy that.
I know. It's in.
You can buy the rig.
Uh-huh.
It's not that expensive either.
It's not. No.
Who sells it?
It's
Commando store.
Commando store with a K.
I think I saw it someplace else that was like a famous place.
Yeah, Commando store. It sells. They just call it the Heat rig, and it's exactly. It's amazing.
It's a chest rig that fits under a suit.
Yeah, and it holds like 20 AR mags.
Great scene.
Yeah.
So, then you?
I was gonna say the Remington 1100 with that stainless steel suppressor on it from No Country for Old Men that Anton Chigurh uses, but he gave that answer, so I'll go with the basic bitch answer of the Car 15 from Blood Diamond.
Oh man.
Oh, the Car 15 from Blood
Or
Diamond.
the Gordy from Black Hawk Down.
That one's great too, but if I had to pick,
Yeah.
I'd go with the.
What's
Blood
the Gordy
Diamond.
from Black Hawk Down?
Gordy's dead. I'll be outside. It's the it's just it's
the M4A1
cut off M4 with an aim point and car stock. Right.
See, my problem now I'm gonna have to go watch all these movies and make my wife sit through them.
None of them are Nazi movies though. So
I don't know, I keep trying to watch Black Hawk Down because I think one time we talked to him on the podcast and I'm like, all right, I want to go through the web when we were talking about adding a sight to an A2.
Yeah.
I started watching it and I bought it on her card, and but I
Smiling.
it's all right. I'm sorry. My wife is like right over there. She's right over there.
staring menacingly.
Just staring at me. Usually she sits far away. Now she's closer and
Terrifying.
terrifying.
Not to me. I'm talking about you.
It's terrifying for
Stuff
me.
like this.
It's so funny. Like my wife, my wife, we're the owners of Shark Coast, and so she can essentially be me, but like she has a hard time like being mean to people, and like she'll come home and say people are retards, and I'm like, well, why don't you say something to them? Or, oh, I can't do that. I'm not mean. I'm like, Laura, have you ever seen how scared the children get when you're mad? She's like, oh, they don't get mad. They don't get scared. I'm like, Laura, they're terrified. Like they will do anything you say. Including, I will do anything you say. And
Also terrified.
Exactly.
Scary wife, happy life.
Yeah. No. No, I love
That's
my
not how
wife.
that goes.
But I wanted to add, so do you think there's new shooters being developed in the marketplace?
Every day.
Like new people buying guns.
Yeah.
100%.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
We talk to them, man. They come in here
well,
looking for something. They have no
so
idea.
how do you know that to be true, Omer? Because you're just doing production nowadays.
He worked for
I mean,
the
yeah,
sales rep almost
first-hand
3 years.
accounts are down for me, but just overall, I feel like every day more people are waking up to. There's so much bullshit being thrown at people that I feel like every day new people are waking up and being like, "Oh wow, they lied to me about all this stuff. What else have they lied to me about?" I feel like people are starting to understand
Do you
that.
think people are really understanding that? Like how bad they got lied to for the past 4
Yeah.
years?
If they're not, they're just doing it to themselves.
I mean, it's kind of scary, like how many things have come out that were completely not
Are
true.
we about to do
yeah.
Mandalay Bay?
We're not going to talk
No,
about
no,
that.
no, nothing that'll get you.
Not this episode.
There's certain things that'll get you removed off of YouTube, and that list changes all the time. Like just recently, they started allowing you to talk about election fraud again because likely that's what they will claim if their results not.
We should probably beep that out.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, there's so many things that people are being lied to blatantly. Like it's not hidden behind closed doors anymore. It's just straight up. The president of the United States will go on a stage and say something verifiably false that you can do a quick Google search and get the answer
I
for.
didn't shit myself.
He did. I think the last one was he. He said that he taught constitutional law for 9 years.
Yeah, something.
When? In
I
what?
taught constitutional law for 9 years.
In what century?
He never taught constitutional law.
No,
He was only not a politician for 4 years.
He was there when they killed Kennedy.
the most recent one was he was standing on that stage with Obama, and then Obama had to like grab him by the arm and lead him off stage.
Yeah, the
And-
Biden bot.
But that's
got
not a
turned off.
lie.
What's that?
That's not a lie.
The
though.
Biden
No,
bot
but
got turned
do,
off.
do you know
and
what
they
the
had to
response of
drag
that
him off
was? The press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, said that was AI generated.
What?
Yeah, she said that.
The video?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She said MAGA's stooped so low that they're generating videos of Biden.
Oh, that makes sense.
He never froze.
Wow.
Yeah. In the meantime, all the blue check Twitter crowd is going on about how it's fake and it didn't really happen, and they're sharing like cut videos. But there's audience members who filmed the entire thing on their phone that they can't edit, and you see the entire thing go on, and they're like, "That didn't happen. That's AI generated."
It's not the
So
first
you
time
think
he's
that's
lagged out.
you think that's developed? That's turning into sales for self-defense.
I think that goes to new gun owners, yes.
Yeah.
Because once the world that you know comes crashing out around you, the first thing you want to do is seek defense. When you realize that the government does not, if you read about the Tuskegee experiments or whatever,
And
so
later-
many things.
Do it.
Once you start reading on about what the government likes to do, I feel like your initial first thought is, well, if they're lying to me about all this stuff, and if they're telling me that I shouldn't own this gun, I should probably own this gun.
God, I wish it was that easy.
People aren't buying enough magazines.
People are not buying enough magazines now.
No, I'm serious. Think about it. Like if it wasn't for the Shark Club giving out a magazine every month, how many magazines would anybody really have? How often do you see somebody just come in and you're like, oh, I'm just going to pick up a couple mags today?
I buy a mag every paycheck.
It's good.
Just one.
Just one. I like to buy one mag, one box of ammo, and then
I used to do that.
Why do we need so many bags?
Once they make them illegal and you can't buy them anymore, and mag shortages, hell, I don't know. I'm just
But
going to
if
have
you
them
say
in a
if you
tote
have
box
like
full of them.
10, you need
I-
more?
I
If it comes to
personally
the point where hammers are getting banged and mags are going all over the place, I do not want to have to worry about finding full ones.
yeah. I personally like to store all my ammo loaded in mags, just ready to go.
I do too.
I mean, above all this, if the world ends stuff, it's easier at the range. I've got them on my belt. If I run out of ammo, I just go up to the table while everybody else is loading rounds one at a time. I just take my mags off, grab new mags, put them in. Perfect.
So if you had like 10 mags, that you can do that perfectly fine.
Yeah, but I want to do it for all of my ammo. I want to be able to buy 1,000 rounds of 5.56 and have it all be in mags. In
That's a
ammo
lot of
cans.
time.
It's a lot of time.
Well, you can do it with you're just watching a movie, laying down, loading mags. That's what I do.
33 mags.
When I watch a movie and lay
33.
down, I don't want to load a magazine
Why not?
because I want to turn my brain off.
Yes.
I mean, you can do
That's
that.
how you
pretty
got the
mindlessly.
300 blackout in the 5.56 mag we talked about last week. Just turn my brain off. We're just like, oh, here's a big one. That one's pretty good.
Oh man, what an episode that was. Sucks. So embarrassing. What do you what could be your advice to new shooters?
Train. Just buying the gun and putting it in your closet.
So
is
how
not-
do you
Dry fire.
So I get it, but expand. Like
Expand
how
on
do you
it.
train? Like, what do you do?
If you have access to a range and you have the income to spend on ammo, shoot your guns and don't just put 30 rounds through it. Be like, that's good enough. Put it in a closet. Shoot with your guns, and dry fire is the big thing. Dry fire is so helpful. The biggest thing is
Explain dry firing.
dry firing is when you empty your gun, make sure that it is empty and show clear, and you practice pretty much every aspect of shooting minus the shooting. So you're practicing everything except for recoil management and marksmanship. You sit there and, for example, with me for my pistol, what I'll do is I'll have it in my holster. I'll sit there. You can get an app that randomly beeps at you, so you just sit so you can't game it. And
What's so funny?
you hear the beep.
It's just he's got these little T-Rex arm shorts in his belt, and then the little thing, and then he just clips his little T-Rex timer on there, and he sits in front of the T-Rex shrine and just goes beep, and he goes click, drop.
Do you have T-Rex shorts?
No, man, they don't make shorts.
They
These
came
guys
with,
just like
they
to
came
shoot
with
on
the
me.
pajamas,
Do you have little shorts or something?
little T-Rex jammies.
No.
No, damn.
Hold on.
I
I'll
have a-
save you, Omar.
They say twink on them.
It's a Sig Sauer with just a cross.
Asking a new shooter to dry fire. Doesn't that seem like a lot?
I don't
Yeah,
think
we
so,
can't even
no.
get regular shooters to do it.
Yeah.
That's your point. I get
Yeah.
that.
I see what you mean. I feel like a lot of people, the number one excuse they give is, oh, I just can't shoot because I don't have the time. I don't have the time to go to the range, or there isn't a range nearby, or I don't want to spend all the money on the ammo. You don't need all that. Just get good fundamentals built up by, clearing your gun, making sure it's empty, and pulling the trigger on your wall. It helps a lot if you just grab, tiny 2-inch circle or something, or a cardboard, place it on your wall, and just practice, especially if you're shooting with a red dot, that when you raise your gun, your dot is on that small circle or cardboard or whatever you put on your wall, and you just keep doing it. Either draw from your pistol, draw from concealment, raise your rifle from low ready, and get to a point where every single time you raise your weapon, wherever your eyes are looking, that's where the dot ends up. You don't ever want to be searching for your dot. You don't ever want to be doing figure eights. Keep doing dry fire until you can get to a point where your dot or your iron sights, everything is aligned perfectly every time.
Naturally.
Naturally. Exactly.
Can you imagine explaining that to a 40-something-year-old man with his wife right next to you?
It's kind of
Yeah, it
it's an
won't
awkward
happen.
thing, and that's what makes it so important. It's an awkward process. Learning how to dry fire and getting proficient with dry firing is so important, but it's one of the most awkward things that you can do because you're just sitting there playing with yourself. like for lack of a better term, you're like if anybody was sitting there watching it, you wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't drive, like not
I
you.
would.
No, you would because that's become part of your routine. But I'm saying like a normal person, if they have like their friends over, they're like or some chick or whatever they're doing, like you
Yeah,
know,
like
they're,
you
they're
have,
not gonna
you have roommates, Omar?
they're not
I
gonna
have a roommate.
So can you imagine if your roommate brings over a normal person and you're there in your T-Rex shorts, dry firing?
Pick the wrong house. I'm 100% doing that. Thankfully, I have my
What would
better
you
than
recommend?
training for flashbangs.
Like, what would you recommend to people who are getting into shooting, Dean?
Going out to the range, I think at least twice a month is good because you don't want to scare away new people that are just walking into this industry. So I think asking someone to dry fire is just too much. Of course, I asked you to do it because you're just more involved. You want to be a competitive shooter and things like that. So I think coming out twice a month, at a range, shooting live rounds will get you proficient, knowing where your safety is, where the trigger is, how to hold the gun. And it's enough, I think, for new shooters. And as they get a little more comfortable and they want to get into different aspects of shooting, then you can introduce the dry firing or whatever else they want to do. But I think just going to the range with someone, you don't have to hire a trainer, just one of your buddies that's been shooting for a while, bring them out and ask them, how do I do this? And it's just someone you trust, and take it easy and just ease into it. And that's the way I did when I first got my first gun. I enjoyed it, and it just grew from there. But coming off the bat with do this, this, and this, and all those things are absolutely great, and they'll make you a phenomenal shooter. Is just too much for someone new. Just
I totally see where you're coming from.
get a comfortable gun, something that feels nice in your hand. Show up at the range at least twice a month, and just get used to it.
Enjoying it's the biggest thing.
What about you, Pierce? What do you recommend to people who are new in shooting?
Just get your round count up, because like if you're
What
gonna
does round count mean?
the more you shoot, the better you're gonna get, the more comfortable you're gonna be with it, and to take everything with a grain of salt, because especially guys who have been shooting for a long time, or people that think they're super good at this, it doesn't negate practice. Like, you still need to go and still need to practice your fundamentals, your dry fire, your offhand, like all this stuff, because you never know what you're going to need. And the more you practice that stuff, the easier it's going to be to do the more basic stuff. But I'm just saying, like, go and practice.
This is probably something we should get into, like, more in depth. Like, I bet we could do a whole podcast episode on new shooters.
For sure.
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
no Game of Thrones, no Disguise at Rumble,
English.
no English, little English.
Because I love taking new shooters out to the range, like some of my friends that don't own
Really?
guns, yeah, and bring out small pistols, a bigger full size, the AR9s, shotguns, and just let them shoot it. I find it fun. You take it easy on them. Don't say, here, hand them a 12 gauge and shoot this and laugh when it kicks back. I don't do any of that. They don't
I
touch
agree.
shotguns or my Desert Eagle or anything like that. And just to see the smile at the end of the day, and they just get so happy, like we did with you, Omar.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love that.
I've been paying it forward too. I love taking people who are anti-gun and showing them what guns are all about, and then watching them convert. Like my favorite story to tell is I had two coworkers back when I was working at Starbucks. Their very first conversation with me was about how much they hate that you can own an AR-15 in America. They didn't even know what an AR-15 was.
Were they not Americans?
They were. They
What
just
part of America were they from?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's not Florida.
Yeah. But they hated it so much. I asked them, I was like, hey, come to the range with me. Okay. So this was before I even owned a gun. We went there, we rented the guns, I showed them how to shoot them, and they loved it so much that they ended up working here and buying their own guns.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What was his name?
Phil and Selena.
Phil and Selena. I missed them.
Yeah.
Gosh, she was good. Oh man, we need to hear
But that's
that.
all it takes sometimes. You just take them out to the range, show them a good time, show them that it's not this big scary, because people are scared of the unknown. They hear AR-15, they get scared. You show them what it is, what it does differently from this one, and suddenly they want one.
I like leaving the handguns out of it for a while.
What,
Yeah.
just
Truth
go-
be told,
Handguns are hard.
100%. Because like if I take them out and I put them on like a 43X or a Glock 19 or something like that, those as good as they are, they're not the easiest guns in the world to shoot. And if you take somebody and you get them going on like a 22 rifle or like a suppressed 5.56 or something like that, it takes the scary out of it, because they think they're these big, loud, scary guns that kick a lot, based off whatever experience they have or what they think. I think that starting somebody on like a 5.56 or a 22 rifle that's not loud, that's suppressed, that has something easy to use optics wise that they can just have fun with.
Yeah.
And you're promoting the sight picture, the trigger squeeze, the marksmanship aspect of it, but it's easier, so they get more confident in it. And then once they switch to like a 9mm handgun, it's something that isn't brand new to them, the shooting aspect of it. So they're not going to get blown out by it. They're not going to think it's, oh, this is super loud, this has a lot of recoil, because they've already been shooting rifles enough to be comfortable on it. I like starting people off on rifles.
That's what I do.
My biggest advice to anybody new is buy something that you will hit things with. Like, I think the biggest aversion that people experience is they take the gun to the range and they don't hit anything. Like they're inaccurate. And like because like, especially if you buy a gun with a red dot, which most everybody's buying guns with red dots now. Like, if you don't sight it in, like if you don't sight it into you're never going to be accurate with it like how it's supposed to be. But once you sight in a handgun with a red dot, it's dead on. every time.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's a lot easier.
like I have a saying, happiness is sighted in optic, but people, they buy, shields, and not here, but they buy shields or easy 9s or easy 380s or the litany of other guns that aren't accurate. And when you go shooting and you're not accurate, it's not fun.
No, it's a deterrent.
It's a deterrent.
Yeah.
But when you shoot and you're accurate, you're like, oh, that's it.
This
That's
is
why
that
this
high
is
that
good.
Dean's
Yeah.
chasing with the bolt guns. This is
Yeah,
how
it's
you run
Like
the bolt.
exactly.
Yeah.
Beretta's taking us out to dinner on Friday.
I'm so excited.
Are you excited?
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Why are you excited?
I love Beretta.
You love Beretta?
Oh yeah,
Why do you love Beretta?
because I can't break their shotgun.
What shotgun do you like from Beretta?
I have a A350 Extrema, which is the predecessor to the A400.
Yeah.
And I bought it last year after I messed up one of my family heirloom shotguns bad enough to have to get sent back to Ford's.
Right.
I floated myself across a body of water with the gun above my head, but I was floating my decoys, my bucket, like my shotgun bag and everything behind me. I took it, I shoved it in there, I put it up, I didn't think about it, pulled it back out. Family heirloom shotgun. It was a 1952 Winchester 1400, so a semi-automatic, like blued and wood gun that was just orange, and I had to send it off. And Ford's did a great job refinishing it, but I'll never hunt it again. So I bought that Beretta, and that Beretta is tougher than coffin nails. Like that gun shoots 3.5-inch shells. It's tough. It's dipped, so I don't have to worry about the finish. And it's a smooth shotgun. It's got the recoil system in it. It makes a really lazy shotgun shooter, but it makes me so much more confident with it. Like that's the big thing with the Beretta shotguns is it instills confidence. Like the A300s, the 1301s, those are easy shotguns to shoot. They take a lot of the recoil out of it. They really don't kick a lot like everybody thinks a pump action shotgun kicks, because they do. Pump action shotguns will beat the tar out of you. But the semi-automatics really take care of you, makes it a lot easier on the end user.
So this weekend we're doing a event here at Shark Coast. Like a lot of what we do on the weekends, we bring in manufacturers like Sig Sauer, Beretta, Daniel Defense, Silencer Code, Dead Air, Global Ordnance, different manufacturers, and we do like events inside the shop, and it's basically like a sale. But this weekend we're doing Beretta, Sig Sauer, and Huxwork. And Beretta, we're friends with them, or we're friends with people who work at Beretta, and they're taking us out to dinner. Every time we see them, they usually take us out to dinner. It's a pretty good conversation, and then we're going to do the event on Friday and Saturday, which is happening this weekend. That's why we're going to dinner with them. Do you love the A300?
Me?
Yeah.
I love the A300. I like the 1301 more.
Okay. Do you have one of you shot? Who I thought the Omer crew has the A300,
No, 1301.
Kevin has a 1301.
Yeah. My buddy Sean also has a
which
1301.
is what?
This guy right here.
It's right there.
So
Where'd
I like that
where'd you
shotgun.
pull that out of?
the Italian Stallion, as I like to refer to it.
Spaghetti.
This is A300 is basically just the American-made version of the 1301. There's a few differences in the bolt and the barrel quality, but both of them are amazing. I think the A300 is probably the best semi-auto shotgun you can get for the money, and I think the 1301 is the best semi-automatic combat shotgun you can get. Period. Cycles as fast as you can pull the trigger. Trust me, you'll never have an issue with pulling the trigger too fast with this thing. Holds 8 right out of the box, +1. And you can ghost load these too, which is where you just leave one hanging in the feed tray. So you could basically get a +1/+1. They are so smooth recoiling because of their blink system, they call it. That's what makes it cycle so fast. That's what makes it shoot as smooth as it does. And I have never seen one malfunction.
Really?
No jams.
They burn through everything. But like I said, both Kevin and my buddy Sean have one that we take to the range all the time. And Kevin's got this box of random 12 gauge. Nobody knows what's in there. Every single shell is different. Just grab a handful, load them up. Like, it'll be funny because every shot will have a different recoil impulse, but it will cycle through all of it. No issues at all.
All suppressed too.
Oh, yeah. Kevin's got a salvo on it. Kevin's got a
I didn't know that.
The
he's got a
mailbox.
big salvo on his.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But
That was like the last suppressor he got.
yeah, the Gen 2s of the 1301s came out recently, and they're
Yeah,
basically
that's a Gen 2.
Yeah, they combine the best parts of the A300 with the 1301. I think this is the nicest shotgun money can buy for combat shotgun. Let me say, I wouldn't take this hunting.
It's not 100%.
Kinda.
I really wish they'd come out with like an SBS one
That'd be interesting.
It's short enough.
You could probably make it happen.
for like a normal sized human.
Right, but the 8300 and the 1301 compared to most tactical shotguns, especially the M4, it's lighter and it feels shorter. So when you pick up these are 18.5-inch guns, but they don't feel like 18.5-inch guns.
My arm reach isn't like normal.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a TP9.
Yeah.
Like, comparing one of these, I mean, the ergonomics on them are amazing. Your loading it is super easy, especially on the Gen 2s. Your liftgate stays up. You just slam shells in there. Big, oversized bolt catch. Makes it super easy to just throw one in there and hit that, especially when you run dry and it locks open. You can just throw one in there, hit that big button, you're good to go. And it's so much lighter than the Benelli M4.
I love that shotgun.
It's
I never
amazing.
shot one, but I remember when it came in, I was like, oh my God, I think I want this.
Well, this weekend is Beretta weekend. You can maybe get a deal. I'll give you a deal on a Beretta.
Red a shotgun.
I know a lot of people have their, favorite shotgun that they will say, "Oh, that's blasphemous. This is so much better. This one's so much better." I implore you to try the 1301. If you know someone that has it, if you know a range that has one to rent, try the 1301. I feel like once you shoot this thing, you won't want another semi.
So at Shark Coast, we do events all the time. You can find out what events we have going on via our website. There's a little page on there. It says the event page. Dean made it. And you can check out the things that we're running this summer. Like we have Ammo Weekend on the 4th of July, and we have Strybog Day, and we have HK Day, and Benelli Day, and Dead Air Day. And they're just big parties. And I think that's going to wrap it up for Shark Coast Tactical Podcast Episode 4. I want to thank all the guys, my homies, for coming and making such a cool video experience. I implore you to follow us. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash the bell so you can get notifications when our shorts come up. Also, if you can, go to the website and sign up for the Shark Club. It's free. You can be part of one of the paid tiers, which is neat because you get either a loot box or you're automatically signed up for our raffles. Go to our Instagram page and like that if you can find it, our Facebook page, you can like that, because we definitely feel the effects of censorship, which is why we're doing this. And I appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you next time.